Hey guys, what's up? It's Kevin back for another reaction video. This is going to be a first for me on this channel because we are going to react to some beef. Mac Lethal, Tom MacDonald. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not familiar with Mac Lethal. I don't know really who he is. I've been told he worked in some way with Rhyme Slayers. Rhyme Slayers is uh, I guess it's a record label. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that I am a fan of Brother Ali and Atmosphere, and I do believe maybe they had some work with Rhyme Slayers in the past. So, Mac Lethal, I'm not familiar with your music. I am going to try to be as unbiased as possible. I am going to give you guys a winner and a loser at the end of this video. This is going to be a lengthy one because we got it looks like four videos to review here, guys. It looks like I found Lethal Injection, which was the Mac Lethal diss. We have another song, which was Mac Lethal's response. We have Mac Lethal Sucks, which was Tom's response to that, which is unfortunately the one video I have seen and heard here. And then there is a song which I found called Mac Lethal Sucks #2, and this one's by Mac Lethal. So I don't really know if it fits in with all the other ones, but I'm going to throw it out there. I tried to avoid going and checking on Google for too much information about this because I didn't really want any spoilers. I have seen that there are a lot of reaction videos to this beef. There's something similar to what I'm doing, so I really don't want to copy everybody else, but in all fairness to Mark, who recommended this, Mark wanted to see me do this, and you know what? This is going to be a first for me, so why not try it? So we're going to start off with what appears to be the first one. It seems like, as you can see here on the screen, it seems like, from what I know, Mac Lethal kind of took some jabs at some other musician, and you know, badmouthed him. People quickly realized that he was referring to Tom MacDonald. He kind of backpedaled a little bit in terms of saying, "No, that disc wasn't made for you," and then that's when this beef started. So I hadn't seen this. This is what was explained to me. I hadn't seen these Twitter or whatever the hell these are. So it seems like if you guys are watching the screen, you can see where this all stemmed from. Lethal Injection by Tom MacDonald is starting off with some of the tweets. So I don't know if this is going to give us a glimpse as to what happened to start this beef. But I'm going to press play. And again, I'm going to try to do this video justice and not try to breeze through it, but I do think that this would be a lengthy one because we got 4 music videos to check out. So let's give it a go. This is the beginning of the beef with what appears to be the messages between the two, and it's Tom MacDonald's response to that.
I talk shit about Tom MacDonald and didn't realize it. So many of my fans were.
All right, guys, I'm not going to I'm not going to read all these. I will put it, you know, I'll try to pause it for you guys so you have a chance to read it for yourselves. I am really liking how Tom's kind of doing this crying thing in the background, but it's a complete mockery, and it's definitely a unique way to start this.
For his fans, and now they're all mad at me, so I'm just gonna tell them that.
Okay, that's a pretty good line. You spelt "I haven't been relevant in years" and I'm super fucking jealous. Wrong, bro. Wow.
I was talking about somebody else. That's it, yeah.
All right. Again, I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to skim through it on my own, guys, hoping that I'm giving you the amount of time to. Wow, this guy's really... yeah, Lethal is absolutely backpedaling here, talking about his subscriber counts, talking about his views, blah, 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 relevancy. Okay. Again, guys, just because I'm a fan of Tom MacDonald and I haven't heard anything of Mac Lethal does not mean I'm going to try to be biased here. I am going to try to give both guys a level playing field and not just come to my boy Tom's defense here. But it does seem that Mac Lethal started this beef, and I don't know about the rest of this stuff, but the song Mac Lethal Sucks, man, that was a hard one, and you're going to hear it here later on, and I don't know. I would find it hard to believe that Mac Lethal won this beef, but we will see.
Yeah, I was talking about somebody else. You believe me, right? Right?
So there you go, guys. I mean, read for yourselves. You can see what's going on.
Oh, shit. All right. Man, who gave this old man Twitter? Who taught him how this works? Someone tell him when he mentions me, do research first. He just old and bitter. Can't hit him where it hurts. Cause it's impossible to make this guy look any worse. Hey, the world forgot about Mac. Now you can't eat Ramadan fast. That Oxycontin you put up your nostril finally rot your brain or where you always wag. Whoa, I should go.
So a reference of Oxycontin. I've heard Tom reference Oxycontin in the past too. I think he had a song, I can't remember which one, whether it was church, whether it was sober, about oxys up his nose when he was out west. So kind of taking a jab at Mac, but also being guilty about the same thing.
Slow. I don't want you back on the dope. It ain't a joke when you're going broke and you got a daughter at home. Leave me alone, you old man. Your career is a joke. It's so sad. Your biggest record is a cover song while you cooking breakfast. You ain't no dad, fucking housewife, fucking washed up, fucking never ever had a sound. How you rap with ICP and still.
Okay, so unfortunately, it really does suck that I did hear his second beef song with Mac Lethal, because I do feel like some of the lyrics here, he samples in this song, but he really expands on them in the next song, which you guys will see a little bit here later on when we review that song. So I'm just gonna go back here.
Record is a cover song while you cooking breakfast. You ain't no dad, fucking housewife, fucking washed up, fucking never ever had a sound. How you rap with ICP and still end up the biggest clown? Mac Lethal? What's lethal about him?
All right, so that was a really good line about ICP. How do you
still
rap
end up the biggest clown?
Yeah, how do you rap with ICP and still end up the biggest clown? I didn't know he had rapped with ICP, so that's kind of a pretty interesting lyrical choice. So that's a good line.
Mac Lethal? What's lethal about him? Old age, stroke face, a relapse going back to his old ways, a suicide because no fame. You ain't a real artist, you just retarded. You a weak target, I feel bad for killing. You rap fast, but every bar's filler. We kept Lethal, but we lost Miller. I guess your tweet is backfired.
Jesus. Man, I just have to put that back. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not very familiar with Mac Miller. Like I said, I took a pause from music for several years, and Mac Miller is one of those guys that I didn't get to know very well. I did purchase 3 of his albums. I have yet to even open them. But that line about...
you rap fast, but every bar's filler. We kept Lethal, but we lost Miller.
We kept Lethal, but we lost Miller. So referring to Mac Miller dying and Mac Lethal still being around, that's quite the line.
I guess your tweet is backfired. Go look up satire. I guess you're slower than you look, Mac. You got flat tires. I'm a visionary, you a parody. Your catalog is embarrassing. You pushing 40, your style is corny. Stop rapping and do some parenting. Fuck, I guess it's that time of the year. Hi, I'm here to revive your career. Guy, you come off so fucking weird. It's 2019, just admit that you're queer. I don't expect to get a tight response from a midlife crisis with writer's block. Even though it'd be nice to talk to a rapper who can't even write a song. Wow, look at you now. I'm selling out shows in your town. Your demographic, all old ladies. You don't appeal to a younger crowd. You ain't mainstream. You ain't underground.
That is a really good line right there, too. Again, I don't know too much about Mac Lethal. Maybe he does have a huge fan base in the older people community, or maybe young. I don't know. Maybe Tom's wrong here, but that was a pretty good line about you don't appeal to a younger crowd.
Wow, I'm selling out shows in your town. Your demographic, all old ladies. You don't appeal to a younger crowd. You ain't mainstream. You ain't underground. You a specific brand of fucking lame. Your triple time flow hella boring. How you say...
Sorry, you're a specific type of fucking lame. That's a really good line too. I'm not digging this song the way I did the second one, and again, when we get to that one, you'll hear it. It just seems like a different type of pace. Seems like that anger is in him, but it's not there as much as it is in the follow-up song to this. But there's still some really good lyrics in this one.
So much and have nothing to say. You are all opinions, I am all facts. You are insignificant, fall back, need an update, reinstall Mac. You can restart and then not rap.
You need an update. Need to reinstall Mac. I think that's what he said. I just want to backtrack here. That was a good line.
fall back, need an update, reinstall Mac, you can restart and then not rap. Picture your life, flipping burgers, go get me some fries, cola with ice, one apple pie on the side. David, I'm trying to be nice. I seen your reply in my comments, you said it wasn't about me, come on, just be honest. You spoke out the ass and then all of your fans started turning against you. It fucks up your pockets, you're backpedaling, you don't have enemies, you're afraid to have to deal with that energy. You're lying and trying to make up a save, you said it, you meant it, David's too late. Oh dear, I can't believe I have to set this shit straight. Man, old ears, I hope you hear exactly what I say. Man, I'm here, you said you didn't even know my name, dawg. So here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch.
All right, so those last few lines actually are if I'm not mistaken, the exact same lines as his follow-up diss, Mac Lethal Sucks. So it seems like he kind of stuck with that theme in the first one and the second one. I don't mind this song. I like this song. It wasn't nearly as good as Tom's follow-up one. But I mean, it's still good. It's kind of just, it's very lackadaisical. It's kind of like Tom is just, casually dismissing this guy without investing much energy into him. At least that's what's portrayed in this video and everything. So pretty cool. I mean, not a bad song anyways. Like I said, I don't like this nearly as much as the follow-up one, which we will listen to shortly. I don't know what Lethal's response was to this, but I do know we're about to check it out. So I'm going to cancel this one right here, guys. Oh, shoot. And I've screwed it up. Give me a sec. I'm going to pause this. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to pause because I X'd out of all of the 4 songs that I had ready and queued up here. So I had to restart here. So as you saw, we just checked out Lethal Injection by Tom MacDonald, his diss track towards Mac Lethal. This is Mac Lethal's follow-up. I have not heard this. This is called Single White Female. And we're going to give it a go. Like I said, I didn't hear Lethal Injection until just now. I have heard Tom's follow-up to this song we are about to hear, and it was truly a lot better than Lethal Injection. Not to say Lethal Injection was bad, it pales in comparison to what we have next. So for Mac Lethal's sake, I really hope that this one is a good one, and I do believe he has a follow-up to Tom MacDonald's follow-up to this one. So we'll discover that as we continue our venture shortly. So we're going to hear Mac's follow-up. The song is called Single White Female, and it's Mac Lethal, and this would be the first time I've actually heard Mac Lethal. So let's give it a go. Let's see about the sound here. There we go. Put it there.
I got a little story about a single white female. Her name is Tammy, but you'll need some fine details. She gets up on the internet and argues with strangers, cause inside she's full of insecurity and anger. She tries to be edgy, that's her rap ploy. But back in the day, she was a frat boy. She says everybody hates her, but no one even cares. So now I'm gonna grab the bitch and throw her by the hair.
So I am gonna say, lyrically, nothing has been crazy so far. Taking some jabs at Tom, which is fine. This is a beef, no problem. That beat is nothing crazy, but it is kind of catchy. And I am definitely liking Mac's ability to flow with this beat. So let's continue.
Hey yo, single white female, it's time to make the J burn. Where's your fucking balls, bitch? You acting like you Grey Worm. How you gonna let a little tweet hurt your feelings? Did I bruise your ego, little girl? What are you revealing? Your whole fucking gimmick is...
Okay, I just want to, again, I'm not trying to pick sides here, but didn't this guy, straight up, imply that, he wasn't a fan of Tom MacDonald, and then when Tom confronted him, he backpedaled and tried to say he was referring to someone else? Just be honest, man. Just be flat out honest and say, yo, man, maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe you are more talented. Sorry. Apologize, man. I don't know. It's just kind of silly that this guy, and we're going to backtrack a little bit, but it just, you made the tweet. You started this. You wouldn't have had Lethal Injection if not for your, running your mouth and whatnot. So, I don't know.
Let a little tweet hurt your feelings. Did I bruise your ego, little girl? What are you revealing?
What are you expecting, though? And again, sorry, guys. I'm not trying to come to Tom MacDonald's defense, but listen, you got to let shit roll off your back. But if someone is coming at you, why wouldn't you confront them about it? I mean, if I go to work and someone is bad-mouthing me, or if I find out from a friend someone's bad-mouthing me, why would I want to be friends with that person? Why wouldn't I confront them about that shit? I'm sorry, like this whole idea of like, oh, I made a tweet and why are you getting so soft? Why the fuck did you put the tweet out there, man? I mean, it seems like you're kind of the soft one. I don't know, man.
Your whole fucking gimmick is claiming everybody's too PC and sensitive. So why you want some victim shit? If somebody don't like you, that's
okay. I will give him credit for that. That is actually a pretty good line. We're gonna backtrack here just a little bit, but that actually was a good line.
Gimmick is claiming everybody's too PC and sensitive.
Your gimmick is claiming everybody is PC and sensitive.
So why you want some victim shit?
So why you want some victim shit? But again, Tom's not playing the victim card. He's responding to your whatever it is that riled him up. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have said that. I mean, you've awoken a beast, man.
Somebody don't like you, that shit straight troubles you. Why the fuck you acting like an SJW?
I don't, again, holy smokes, man. I'm coming to Tom's defense. We're 43 seconds in here, and I feel like I'm making a case for everything he's saying here. But, like, what the hell is this? Tom, like, sorry, Mac, I'm just... whatever.
On some victim shit. If somebody don't like you, that shit straight troubles you. Why the fuck you acting like an SJW?
If someone doesn't like you, that straight up bothers you. I really don't think it is. I mean, I think if you've listened to Tom, and I'm only 4 weeks into this, Tom MacDonald, like I don't know anything about him prior to that, but in the last 4 weeks, Tom's got no issue with people not liking him. You can see that in his video. You can see that in his song titles. You can see that in his lyrics. Tom is not afraid of saying things and riling up the wrong people. I don't think that Tom seeks it out. I don't think that Tom is trying to piss everybody off, but Tom is, he's got a lot to say, and I mean, he's going to say some things that aren't politically correct or things that will bother you. So, again, I'm really not, I just kind of think that this anger is kind of I don't know, just in the wrong spot, man.
But you rapping like you want to make America great again, but you're not even American, Tammy. You're Canadian. You live in the safest fucking
I'll give him that. I'm Canadian too. That's a good line.
Country in the world, and you act like you're repressed, man. You're such a little girl. Speaking of little girls, you want to diss my daughter? Damn, that's a cheap shot. That's so damn disgusting, man. Well,
look, I could listen to the song again. I did hear in Tom's diss that he said that you're a father or referred to a daughter. I don't know if all the tweets and texts at the beginning of Lethal Injection are all of the beef between the two, but I don't remember hearing anything about his daughter. He didn't refer to her by name. He didn't say anything critical. Yes, he acknowledged that you had a daughter, but that was it. So bringing that up is kind of...
Well, I can throw cheap shots too. Let's talk about the fact your girlfriend used to suck off R-Ray the Rugged Man. You want to say I'm rapping filth?
I don't know who R.A. the Rugged Man is. I don't give a shit about Nova's past. I don't think Tom gives a shit about Nova's past. If you listen to the lyrics with Tom MacDonald, he's referring to being in love with a stripper. He's had some stuff that he's had to deal with in his life. And I think it's just like a real cheap shot to really go at people's exes and things like that. Maybe because I'm biased, I really like Nova. I think she's a wonderful human being from what I've discovered about her in her music, as well as just who she is and who she represents as a person and an individual. I don't know who R.A. the Rugged Man is. I don't really care who he is. I mean, I don't, again, like, someone who is irrelevant to me. Bringing up this girl having been with this guy, I don't know, it just seems like a real, I don't know, I just kind of feel like there's nothing really clever here, Mac. Like, I really don't know who you are, I don't know what you have to offer, but, I mean, I'm not seeing it right now. I've paused so many times in this friggin' video. It's 1 minute and 7 seconds in. I actually kind of like your flow. I'm kind of liking this. You've had a couple bars here that are actually not too bad and things that actually are well written and creative, but I kind of feel like, you know, trying to say he said these things about your daughter, and I could be wrong. Maybe he did, but I didn't hear them in that first song, and I know the follow-up song to this, and if I'm not mistaken, he did not say anything about your daughter. I know all is fair in beefs and all that kind of stuff. I do think there's probably a little bit of an unwritten rule in terms of not including anything about your children, and I guess your ex... Or referring to Tom's girlfriend, Nova, I guess that's probably fair game. I'll give you that. But it just seems like a real easy cop-out.
Your girl is a king of the dot groupie that be letting rappers fill her. We got mutual friends, they gave me dirt. These are facts. Your girlfriend ghost writes half your raps on YouTube.
Okay, not a bad line right there. I'm not going to say he's right. It's funny, but Tom, I think it was the song "I'm Corny," or I don't know which song it is, but he does refer to fans saying that Nova writes his lyrics. And let's face it, Nova is very talented. She's a great lyricist on her own. And you know what? I'm not going to say that she doesn't. There's a possibility she does. I used to rap way back in the day. And I had some friends that we would rap with. And you know what? Someone would be discussing, writing down some lyrics and stuff, and someone would throw something out, or you would expand on something and things like that. I doubt that Nova ghostwrites her entire songs, but I'm sure that someone with the talent of her would give Tom a line every once in a while that Tom may expand on. I have no reason to believe that Tom is just sitting back waiting for Nova to write some lyrics so he can perform them. Tom is definitely an individual who's talented, and you could see that even when he was only friends with Nova and they weren't dating. He was making music on his own. So to say that his everything that is Tom in terms of his popularity now is from Nova, I doubt that.
The biggest video of mine has more views than all your fucking videos combined. Speaking of YouTube, you claim that I'm irrelevant. I got 2 million more fucking subscribers than you do. You wear women's clothes and Nicki Minaj braids because you gotta hide the fact that you secretly got AIDS. You think that I'm not paid? Silly bitch, I'm...
Again, you wear braids because you secretly got AIDS. I guess great rhyming scheme, but I don't think it's true. If it's true, then, sorry, Tom, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. But, I don't know. I just kind of find these lyrics are, the rapping style's there. I can tell that this guy is clearly a very talented guy and capable of doing lyrics. I'm just not thinking that this is the right response to this beef.
I'm a millionaire, you want proof? Meet me at the bank and I'ma kill you there. White on white violence, damn it's snowing. You're the fucking rap equivalent of Candace Owens. I heard you block people on
I don't know who Candace Owens is, sorry guys.
Twitter because they told you Mac Lethal is bigger. Sweet Jesus, you're bitter. What's the matter, Lele Pons? Did my lethal injection get stuck in your vajayjay wrong? Oh, what's the matter, Meth Lamore? You need another stupid white boy gimmick to move some units at the record store? You're not a lyricist. You're not controversial. No one...
Calling him Meth Lamore, I mean, I guess that's kind of creative. He does have kind of a sound that's, similar to Macklemore in a little bit. Tom's alluded to it in a past song, too, about... he's like Macklemore on meth or something like that. So I'll give him that. That's actually a pretty creative line. He did say something else too I wanted to touch on.
Stupid white boy gimmick to move some units at the record store. You're not a lyricist. You're not controversial.
You're not a lyricist. You're not controversial. Dude, you're really not doing anything to support this beef right now because he is one of the most controversial people out there, and he is a fantastic lyricist. And again, I am not trying to come to Tom's defense. He can do that on his own. If you listen to this follow-up, I find it hard to believe that in the next minute and 54 seconds that Mac is going to truly blow me away. And I got to say that song that's following up after this one, quite a bit different than this, and definitely, I don't know, man. Mac, just not really digging this song.
No one is offended by you, and that really hurts you, bro. You lie about your height. You're not 6'5", you little man. You look like Kid Rock had a meth baby with Lil Zig.
Did Tom ever say he was 6'5"? Because that picture doesn't look like he's 6'5", unless the person next to him is like 7'2". I always, you can only see so much in terms of videos. I always assumed that, Tom was probably 6 foot. Or somewhere in that range, not 6'5". I mean, I'm 6'3", but again, you can only see so much from a video, so I really wouldn't know. But I don't know where this source of information is coming from.
Man, you look like Lil Pump had a crack baby with Bad Baby. What's the matter, Elsa? Why you acting sad lately? I'm a martial artist. You fake wrestle, bitch. You aren't the man, but you do look like Becky Lynch.
All right, so... as a wrestling fan, that was a really good line. If you guys don't know, Becky Lynch is a female wrestler. She has been off for the last year because her and her man had a baby. But Becky Lynch has really taken over the wrestling industry. And, First girl to ever headline a WrestleMania. Pretty damn cool. Her, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair 2 years ago. So Becky, her name is The Man. So I guess that is actually a really creative line. He's talking about him being a mixed martial artist, which I didn't know anything about. I don't know if he has an MMA record, if he just dabbles. I think he does dabble in karate, given the song after this, where Tom does allude to him taking karate. But I will give him that. That was actually a creative line. He was bad-mouthing Tom for being a former pro wrestler, and then saying something about Becky Lynch being the man. So I'm going to backtrack that.
Crack baby with bad baby. What's the matter, Elsa? Why you acting sad lately? I'm a martial artist. You fake wrestle, bitch. You aren't the man, but you do look like Becky Lynch.
So you're not the man, but you do look like Becky Lynch. So again, a very good line. If you do know who Becky Lynch is, she is referred to as the man. So I actually liked that. It looks like we're going to get some wrestling footage. Again, I really didn't expect this from this video, but given that I am a wrestling fan, I guess I can touch base on some of this stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring right now, this man is a Canadian who would give anything to be American. Standing 6 foot.
Again, why are you just like, I feel like Mac with his disses here, he's really distancing himself from these communities that could, back him up. I mean, like, you're just saying, like, here's a Canadian that wants to be American. I mean, as a Canadian, hearing that kind of stuff, I'm not offended. Like, trust me, I'm not offended by that stuff. But it's like, you're just kind of making it seem like all us Canadians want to be Americans, and that's not the case. I do believe that there are a lot of Canadians that want to be Americans, and there's probably a lot of Americans that want to be Canadians. But you say a line like that, you're kind of getting those Canadians to quickly hear something like that and want to side with somebody like Tom MacDonald. So again, really kind of ostracizing yourself here.
5, weighing 72 pounds, Tammy McDogford. Oh shit, let's watch this wrestling video. Oh my god, what kind of fucking move is that? What is that? In your diss song, you tried to say that.
Okay, so I do like that laugh. That big hearty laugh of his was actually kind of funny. Wrestling, making fun of wrestling fans is very easy, guys. You like guys that walk around in their underwear and touch each other. Yep, that's what wrestling is. Yep, that's all it is. So I don't know. I mean, it just, again, much like the Canadian comment, I really feel like any wrestling fans that are hearing this are quickly going to side with Tom on this. Props to Tom for being a wrestler. I used to go to indie wrestling shows here in Ottawa. I've gone to a couple in Quebec where I live. And I'm not going to pretend that wrestling is some stupid thing. I mean, it's a fun means of entertainment. Sure, guys get close to one another. Girls get close to one another. But it's really easy to make fun of that. I mean, let's face it. Like, it's just... I mean, to pause your video to play something like that, I just kind of feel like you wasted like 20 seconds on something that was irrelevant and not needed. Sure, we've seen that Tom, in this video looks to be humping a guy. He's pulling the guy away from the ropes. It is a form of entertainment. It's, maybe I'm a little biased given that I am a fan of Tom MacDonald and I am such a wrestling fan, but it just seems like this is something that didn't need to be done.
That I was gay, right? You're the motherfucker that be dressing up in gray tights. See, you and other half-naked men can fucking play fight. You just need an excuse to lay there and take pipe in a...
So again, I feel like any single wrestling fan or wrestler who has listened to this song is immediately going to be like, fuck this idiot. And sorry, Mac, but fuck you, idiot.
America hog is another word for dick, which is the reason that you have it tatted underneath your lip. Because you love dick, bro.
All right, that's a good line. I'll give him that. That was a pretty good one.
You give enough head. You wear nail polish, motherfucker. Nuff said. You ain't skilled, be quiet. You look like Billie Eilish. Did too many pills and got filled with violence and killed her stylist. I heard your diss, bitch. I ain't bust a sweat. You diss ICP, homie. Your girl's a juggalette. You say I'm in my 30s like this shit is a bad thing. I'm healthy and I'm rich and I'm living my rap dreams. My kids go to a nice private school. I got a sick fucking house. I own my own pool. How the fuck you gonna try to say I'm having an identity crisis? You're a 30-year-old man dressing like this. I wear normal clothes. I don't need controversy and shock value. I grab the mic and pour my soul. Let this shit be a lesson in how you thirst fame. From here on out, your name is infinitely cursed, man. Cause if you say your last name, you have to say my first name. Bitch, my fucking rap name is in your fucking birth name, Mac!
All right, so again, I actually really there's nothing crazy about this beat, but I really did like this beat. I think at the end there, where he just kind of raps on his own without any background, it was kind of cool. Let me be honest. To finish this song with a lyric like, "My name is in your birth name," I feel like he should have hit a little harder with that finale. I feel like there was a lot of stuff in this song. Like he did have some pretty good stuff in here. I mean, like there were some lyrics in here that I actually dug, but I kind of feel like they could have probably been switched up, and you could have had a harder ending to this song. Because I just feel like one of your weakest lines in this whole song is one of the last ones that we are going to hear, and you know, whatever. So Mac Lethal, I mean, this was not a terrible diss. Like I said, there was definitely some content and lyrics in there that made you think that definitely got my brain rolling in terms of having to acknowledge that, hey, that was a good line. But I mean, I do feel like a little bit of this seems misdirected, and you're kind of ostracizing yourself by bad mouthing the wrestling community. Bad mouthing Canadians. Again, he didn't bad mouth Canadians. He just said you're a Canadian that wants to be American. But again, it's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know, man. You got to really test your audience. And again, I kind of feel like Tom doesn't really give a shit about anything. So he's going to say it whether it distances himself from some people or not. But I do think that Tom is a little more off the cuff in his reactions and his how he says things, whereas maybe Mac is a little more plotted, and he probably should have saw that, me saying this about this Canadian, me saying this about wrestlers, it's probably just not a good look for you. So either way, I mean, not a bad song in terms of one for one. I'd have to say that Lethal Injection is the better song in my opinion in comparison to this one. So I am going to pause this. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry, I had to pause it to pull up the next video. Guys, we're 31 minutes in, so this is by far the longest video I've had so far, and we're only halfway done. But you know what? You do deserve to have me comment and not just breeze through something. Mark is owed it to him. He gave me this recommendation, and with everything we're picking up on Tom MacDonald lately, we might as well stick to this one. So this is Mac Lethal Diss number 2. This one I have unfortunately heard. I will still try to pause it and bring up some of the comments and what I feel. But after hearing Lethal Injection, which was Tom's first song, after hearing Mac's response to that, I say that for the first 2 songs, Tom is up. He's got the better song. And then there's this one. So we got Mac Lethal Sucks, which I have heard. This is far more hard-hitting than Lethal Injection. And this one's going to hurt Mac Lethal. So let's give it a go. I will pause when I hear something pretty cool. But like I said, unfortunately, I have heard this song, but not a ton. So let's give it a go.
Oh my God.
Tower beats on the track.
Listen, I think I can hear it. MacLethal is hyping himself in the mirror. His wife tries to tell him that she's getting curious. He just yells,
Shut the fuck up, Mrs. Tongue Guy's serious.
I hoped you would kill it. I'm always an optimist. Thought your response would be flawless and awesome. It's gotta be hard finding time to perfect all your rhymes every night at Narcotics Anonymous.
Okay, so he said something about I'm always an optimist. I really hoped that your response would be, good. This is already a really good start because he's really just like dismissing that last song nonchalantly, which is really tough when someone invests all their energy in trying to piss you off or frustrate you or something like that, and you just don't let it show or you just let it slide off your back. It really pisses people off. So I kind of like what Tom's doing here in terms of the beginning of this song.
Serious. I hoped you would kill it. I'm always an optimist. Thought your response would be flawless and awesome. It's gotta be hard finding time to perfect all your rhymes every night at Narcotics Anonymous. Hi Dave, hi Dave, hi Dave. I'm not even trying. You don't scare me at all. If you did a drive-by, I'd win.
So again, what he's saying, I like how he's just referring to him as Dave, and he's called him David in the previous song. It's just, again, it fits with that, like, oh, this is really not even a trouble for me. Like, oh, I got to do this beef song with this loser. It's just so nonchalant. It makes Tom look like it's just he's really not losing sleep over this, and he's firing back. It's a good way of handling things. I kind of like his wave here. It's pretty cool.
It's so cute when you rap. It's like I'm watching my dad trying to use an iPad. You should just give it back. You've been sober like 8 years. You're the type of guy who can't have a beer, have a single drink and need to get some coke and probably suck a dick for a painkiller.
All right, so that's a big one. That I'm not going to repeat that line because I just don't want to say those things. But you know, obviously this is a beef. You're taking jabs. I know that Tom has been very vocal about his experiences with alcoholism and his sobriety and everything. So, I mean, I don't want to say hey low blow, man. I mean, all is fair game in beefing. But you know, he's definitely touching on the fact that you're the type of guy who has a beer and you know his night's ruined. He's off the walls. Where you know, so I feel like Tom MacDonald is probably taking those jabs at him. I mean, maybe Tom could have a drink. Maybe Tom could break sobriety, have a drink, and just go back, you know, go to bed and have no issues. Whereas some other people, what he's referring to, Mac Lethal here, they have one drink and they're buying Coke and S and some D.
You party animal, you bad boy, you're a crazy son of a gun. All that karate and still you're a pussy, you tap on my shoulder and run? Where are you going? I'm over here in a house that you can't afford with your career. Got your own pool, kids in private school, you the fucking mother of the year. You keep talking millions like...
Kids are in private school, you're the fucking mother of the year. That's a really, again, nonchalant. Like, it's just everything about Tom's flow and everything is very, very, very dismissive. And, like, it just didn't rile him up. So, again, good stuff, Tom.
Googled your wealth. You are worth 2, Dave. I am worth 12. You're tweeting at YouTube. Somebody help with my monetized videos. Dave, that's a tell. Broken, ugly, short and stubby, 40-something with a face that was born for punching. Act tough, but I know at your courts, muffins. The type to wife up the first horror. Fuck them. Big bad Dave. Got the Ellen cosign.
So the type to wife up the first girl that effed him. You know, again, he's talking about his girlfriend, which I do believe is fair game at this point because I do think in Lethal Injection, Tom didn't say anything about Mac's girl. He said something about his daughter, and all he said was he had a daughter. And Mac seemed to take that offensively, which was kind of silly. So again, he's touching base on Mac's girlfriend because Mac kind of opened that door with those comments about Nova in the last song.
Cool. Try to ride that wave to the Hollywood sign. Fool. You were so excited just to get invited. Teeth were freshly white and couldn't cheese enough. You said, I love rap because it's counterculture. Dave, counterculture is who beats you up. My future has Grammys. Your future is handies from Tammy, imagining baddies in nasty pajamas and transplanting hair to your head from your fanny.
That's a really good line, and I remember that from the first time I heard this. My future has Grammys. Your future has handies from Tammy. You know, we all know what a handy is. I'm assuming Tammy is his wife. And then he just goes on to a trail of kind of just really quick firing lyrics. So really good work from Tom there.
I saw you doing teeth commercials. You an actor, Dave. I don't need rehearsals. I'll piss in your mouth till you wheeze and gurgle and stomp on your head till your cheeks are purple. I was a wrestler. I wore spandex. You were a customer. You did Xanax. I'll take you and your bitch by the ear and then smash you together like Stone Cold's beer. Being a fucking loser's in your...
Very cool that he does the smash my beers together like Stone Cold, and then he did the suck it sign. He's referring to his past as a wrestler. So he's fitting with that theme.
DNA. This ain't a punchline, it's a PSA. The chromosomes from your mom and pop create retards and they name them Dave. Nobody's safe. The wifey to chain up her legs, remove all her eggs, put them in bags and then lock them away in the safe and send it away on a plane. I'm lucky that I know CPR. My girl heard you this and she died laughing.
That is a really good line. And again, I heard this in the first time and I said, wow, that's a really good one. We're lucky that I know CPR. My girl heard your lyrics and she died laughing. Like, that is a really, really clever, clever lyric. It's a really clever phrase. Fantastic use of the word, Tom.
She was bummed we waited like a week and then she went right back into Minecrafting. My girl was on Def Jam. Your girl looked like Death Fam. She the Grim Reaper, knew I'd spit ether. She collecting the soul of a dead dad. They're gonna need a whole family of coffins when you Chris Benoit to solve all your problems.
So that's one of the biggest lyrics I heard in this song. And for you guys not familiar with Chris Benoit, the first time this was like the third song I heard from Tom MacDonald. And I only heard it the once, and I remember just hearing and have to backtrack and say, did he just mention Chris Benoit? So we touched on the pro wrestling in both Tom's song, this one I should say, as well as Mac's last song, where he references pro wrestling. We already have Tom talking about smashing Stone Cold's beers. He does the suck it sign, and now he's saying about you and you're going to Chris Benoit your family. Chris Benoit, sadly, was my favorite pro wrestler up until I found out he was a piece of shit who murdered his son and wife and then committed suicide. So truly a coward's way out. Chris Benoit, a Canadian, born in Montreal, lived in Edmonton. One of my absolute favorite wrestlers. No, he was my favorite wrestler before this. Unfortunately, when that happened, I kind of stopped wrestling and I never got as back into it as before those murders. So basically, what he's saying is, I'm gonna leave you so embarrassed with this beef that you're gonna want to, kill your family to. Kill your family just to not, to save them the embarrassment, which is quite the lyric. I mean, that's pretty harsh. But I mean, for someone to throw out a Chris Benoit reference, it's kind of interesting. And again, with his being a former pro wrestler, with some of the lyrics already in this song, it's a good lyric.
The shame and embarrassment, all of the comments from fans you had. I saw it, you lost them. Ain't dropped an album in 4 years, dog. Rapping is your hobby. My career, less than a year, 20,000 physical copies. I have millions of streams, I'm living your dream. You're a glorified YouTuber, look like a meme. Go to stupid extremes, definition of try hard. Watch me rap after eating a Tide Pod, dying for attention. That's why you started this little beef. You're so desperate, expect that right after this ends, your sex tape probably leaked. You've been on Ellen and Rogan, why aren't you a star? Here, let me tell you, it isn't the bars. It's the way that you look, it's the way that you are. Nobody cares about your music no more.
So I just want to point out that the way he did this last little phrase, no one listens to your stuff no more. He kind of sounds like a Canadian. I mean, this is kind of, I don't want to say all us Canadians pronounce our words like that, but we definitely have a unique way of pronouncing words, and I think he's kind of playing to that here. So I just wanted to backtrack a little bit and go over that again.
Copies. I have millions of streams. I'm living your dream. You're a glorified YouTuber. Look like a meme. Go to stupid extremes. Definition of try hard. Watch me rap after eating a Tide Pod, dying for attention. That's why you started this little beef. You're so desperate, expect that right after this ends, your sex tape probably leaked. You've been on Ellen and Rogan. Why aren't you a star? Here, let me tell you, it isn't the bars. It's the way that you look. It's the way that you are.
Star, bars, the way that you are. Like, that's just like, again, it's creative. I kind of like it. I mean, knowing Tom's Canadian background and knowing how us Canadians can talk sometimes, I really like that.
Nobody cares about your music no more. Dog, you do impressions. You rap in 20 styles and you think it's flexing. I got a question. Why you gotta pretend to be everyone else to resemble impressive? I killed you already. This don't need a sequel. I'm honestly bored with this shit. Feels like I'm kicking the corpse of shoes you can't afford. Feel horrible doing you like this. How many rappers wrote your response? Come on, Dave. Give him credit. I know you sent text. I saw with my eyes. I know what you said, Dave. I read it. You a real piece of shit. Not like a real.
So Tom is alluding to, you know what? You got some help from some musicians in terms of your lyrics. So again, the last song has, mention of Nova ghostwriting some of Tom's songs. He's basically spitting back and saying, like, you have help in your songs. So again, don't be a hypocrite. I don't know if either is true, to be honest. Like I said, I do believe that Nova probably does not necessarily give Tom a line every now and then, but I mean, when you have two creative minds that are dating one another and in COVID living in the same home, you gotta assume that they're exchanging information and that, some of Tom's great lines may come from Nova and vice versa. I don't think that they're outright writing down lyrics for one another, but that creativity, iron sharpens iron. And for those two to be living in the same house, talented individuals, it's going to rub off on one of you.
Real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit ate a piece of shit and took a pee and shit, you're that piece of shit. I'm on like 5 minutes shit, let me see. You were canceled and fired from MTV. The network wanted something fresh and clean. I bet any day they'll be calling me. You left Rhyme Slayers because you had to. You didn't walk away. It wasn't something you planned, dude.
All right, so Rhyme Slayers, guys, if you know anything about why Mac had to leave Rhyme Slayers, let me know. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with Rhyme Slayers, but I do believe that they were the same company that had, Brother Ali and Atmosphere under their label, and those are two of my absolute favorites.
Lost in the drugs in the whirlwind, caught pants down with another man's girlfriend, piece of shit. Not like a real
It's a good line, too. I don't know if Tom was caught, I don't know if Mac was caught sleeping with another man's girlfriend, but that's what Tom's alluding to here.
Piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit fucked a piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece of shit. You got a pet bird, bet you never thought you'd be dead first. I'ma put you both in the oven. When you get burned, I'ma put you both in a pet urn. Piss into the bottle, mix it up and turn the ash into plaster. Give it to your bitch, tell her.
That is one of the most creative lines I think I've ever heard from Tom. And I'm going to slow it down. Sorry, guys. We're going to decipher it here.
The piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece of shit. You got a pet bird, bet you never thought you'd be dead first. I'ma put you both in the oven. When you get burned, I'ma put you both in a pet urn. Piss into the bottle, mix it up and turn the ash.
I'm going to put you both in an urn. Piss in the bottle, mix the plaster.
Give it
mix it in a bottle, turn it into plaster. Give it to your
bitch. Tell her make statues of me just to capture.
Give it to your B word. Tell her to make statues. Like, we're talking about someone's remains here. We're talking about someone being cremated, taking their ashes, peeing into it, making a plaster, creating some sort of, what's he alluding to?
My win. My girl will just spit
Making some sort of thing.
in her face and we'll dip, get a hammer and come back and smash it to bits. But
And then come over and then just smash whatever it is. So just taking your remains, ashes, creating something only to destroy it and bring it back to ashes. Just destructive.
back in his place so that no one forgets that your biggest mistake was as good as it gets for a guy whose career doesn't even exist. It's the peak of the mountain for you. This is it. Your aesthetic is pathetic. You don't get it. I'm pathetic. Your rap pathetics are boring. Fucking.
So this part was pretty impressive. He said something about Tom's aesthetics in the last song, and I remembered when we got to this, like Tom just, listen to this rapid fire machine gun lyrics that Tom is throwing at us right now.
Your biggest mistake was as good as it gets for a guy whose career doesn't even exist. It's the peak of the mountain for you. This is it. Your aesthetic is pathetic. You don't get it. I'm pathetic. Your rap pathetics are boring. Fucking Guinness World Record. Be careful where you were headed. I'm cemented as a legend. David Sheldon severed. That is destined to be the evidence. Every room you ever enter, I will always be the elephant. While you try to fit this capital L into development, you deader than Lennon. I send a letter to heaven that explodes when it opens. I hope it gets your attention.
That's crazy. So you're deader than Lennon. You're deader than Lennon, John Lennon.
I can smell it. You sweating. It's 11:11.
I can smell it. You're sweating. It's 11:11.
I make a wish that when you die, you come back resurrected, so I can kill you again and again and again for the record.
And I hope when you die, you can be resurrected, so I could kill you again and again. Just Tom, man. Again, this is just this is crazy. I don't know if I'm a rapper. I'm going nowhere near Mac. Nowhere near Tom in terms of wanting to beef this guy. Just truly fantastic.
And if you're feeling kind of froggy and you jump, you get dissected. Oh dear, I can't believe I had to set this shit straight, man. Old ears, I hope you hear exactly what I say, man. I'm here. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch.
So again, this song it ends the same way as the previous Tom MacDonald one did in terms of him saying his name. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch. Great song. Of the three so far, this is absolutely the best. This one is takes the last two and makes them seem like they're amateur. Tom is going for the jugular in this one. He is going for the home run kill shot, and I do believe he kind of nailed it. So I am going to check out the last video here. It's a song called Mac Lethal Sucks No. 2, and it's by Mac Lethal. So give me a sec. I'm going to pause this. All right, guys, I'm back with the very last video in this. We are 47 minutes in. I had no clue this was going to be such a long journey, but we are going with, I believe, the ending of this beef. I don't really know. We started with Lethal Injection, which was Tom's response to some Twitter beef that Mac Lethal started. The follow-up was, I can't even remember what the song is by Mac Lethal, where he's bad-mouthing Tom. We just had it on here, guys. Sorry about that. But then we have Mac Lethal Sucks, which was put out by Tom MacDonald in response to Mac Lethal's response. And then it seems like we got Mac Lethal Sucks Part 2, which was made by Mac Lethal. I'm really not 100% sure what the deal is with this. I'm just looking here. It says, hello, everybody. It's good to see you. My family and I have been on vacation for the last few weeks, living the life, says Mac Lethal in July of 2019. So I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this beef started in March or April of 2019. This does appear to be the last one in terms of the sequence of these two beefing. So we're going to give it a shot. As of right now, we have two songs by Tom. We have one by Mac, and I would say that, Tom, both of your songs are better than Mac's. Not to say that Mac's songs didn't have a couple creative lines or that I didn't hate the beat. I did like it. Very generic, but it worked for me. So again, we are going to check out this one, see what this has to say, and we're going to put a bow on this one and see who wins this battle. Let's give it a go.
It's a long time. Heard it all before. It's a long time. Man, I've been doing this a long time. Long time. Long time. 2 weeks since we're trying to conclude. It's a long time. Heard it all before. It's a long time. I've heard it all before. Long time. Long time. Long time. 2 weeks since we're trying. My depression is so severe, it's impressive. impressive that I'm still here. Everything disappeared but the devil that's in the mirror, and the message is crystal clear. The sky is beautiful tonight, but all the stars you see have been dead for a billion years. Yeah, out the bullet wound.
All right, I actually really liked that line about the sky is beautiful and the stars we're looking at have been dead for a billion years.
The devil that's in the mirror, and the message is crystal clear. The sky is beautiful tonight, but all the stars you see have been dead for a billion years. Yeah, out the bullet wound up on my heart, I saw an orchid grow. Push the creativity out of you, never force it though. I orbit slow around the outer rim of outer space. I'm like a fucking thorn bush growing inside a flower vase. Chop it down and make a crown that's fit for a king. My flow is hot, melt the wax like it's Icarus wings. Keep saying Mac, lethal sucks, he's a loser that lives in Kansas. Attention equals money, I'll use it to my advantage.
I'm not hearing anything about Tom right here, but that line right there said something about Mac Lethal sucks. He's just some loser living in Kansas. I don't remember Tom saying that. Actually seems in all of what Tom said, it seems like too easy of a line for him. But again, I mean, we're, a quarter of the way through the song, and there's nothing so far about Tom.
I'm a god. When I die, my funeral's in Atlantis. I'll use my blood and paint something beautiful on the canvas, an unusual blend.
Okay, sorry to go on a tangent. One of my least favorite things in regards to music is when people use that line. You know, take my blood and take my blood and paint a canvas. Like I feel like it's one of those lines that's really overused and it's really like simple. It's just something in songs that like, it's just generic. It doesn't really do anything for me, and it just seems like a really easy lyric. So again, I'm going to backtrack a little bit.
Keep saying Mac, lethal sucks, he's a loser that lives in Kansas. Attention equals money, I'll use it to my advantage. I'm a god. When I die, my funeral's in Atlantis. I'll use my blood and paint something beautiful on the canvas.
I'll use my blood to paint something beautiful on the canvas. What if you die and you're not bleeding? Like, I just don't, I mean, and again, I don't want to shit on Mac Lethal. There's a lot of musicians that use that, but I just always felt like it was one of those things that after the first time I heard it, I kind of thought, this isn't really that creative. It's just something people use. It's not the greatest lyric.
Blend. You're wrong when you say the sky's the limit. We don't even know where the fucking universe is. Let's go.
That's a good line, too. You were wrong if you think the sky's the limit. What did he say about the universe?
Where the fucking universe ends. Let's go.
Yeah, well, we don't even know when the universe ends. Again, guys, I don't know. It seems like we're getting to a chorus here. I don't know if after the chorus we're going to get some Tom stuff, but I'm not hearing anything about Tom here. And the only reason I kind of threw this in is because the name of the song is called Mac Lethal Sucks Part 2. Mac Lethal Sucks is the name of Tom's last song, so I thought this was a follow-up, but this just sounds like a song and not really a beef.
I've been doing this a long time, yeah. Is this what you looking for? I've heard it all before. Payback is a filthy bitch. Lay back and I'll kill the shit. It's hard to count a million wrapped in a straitjacket. I still seem sick in a small town with big dreams. I spray.
So he alludes to Payback as a filthy bitch, I think he says, but I don't know.
I'll kill the shit. It's hard to count a million wrapped in a straitjacket. I still seem sick in a small town with big dreams. I spray raps, I say facts, I pay taxes and get cream. So something must be broken in my brain. People probably think that I'm insane. I spent $50,000 on a house that I can flip, not a fucking chain. I don't care about views and likes. I abuse the mic and bring truth to light because deep in your heart there's a fuse to light. So let's keep it real. My writing prowess is incredibly ill, but what's the point of having it if I don't help people heal? I used to want to just destroy. I'd rather help you rebuild, but test me, get killed. 37 times travel around the sun, 36 of those absolutely numb, celebrating every battle that I won. Tough as ever, look a fat.
All right, guys, we're almost done, and I'm not hearing anything about Tom MacDonald here. I'm hearing some veiled references to, some haters and things that people have said in the past, but I'm not hearing anything about Mac directly, and I'm not going to lie. I actually really, really like this beat. Content-wise, in terms of the lyrics aren't bad. This was not the song I thought it would be. I included it on this thinking this was part of the beef, but it does appear that it's not. So, again, we got less than a minute left. Maybe there's a mention of Tom, but not the song I was expecting. And not to say that that's anything bad. I'm kind of digging this song, to be honest.
Till I become, look at me like I'm a shadow on the sun, savage on the drum. Fuck with me, you get a dagger right in your tongue. Without fighting, I'm going easy. See, I've been doing this a long time. Is this what you're looking for? Cause I've heard it all before. Yeah. Took a little vacation. Put my feet up and celebrated my win.
Okay, so there is a mention right there about putting his feet up and celebrating his win. I gotta assume that's in relation to Tom, but again, I mean, like, I don't know what this song, why it's titled Mac Lethal Sucks. If maybe he got a lot of attention after Tom wrote Mac Lethal Sucks, the original, and he said, hey, maybe if I put a part 2 on it, maybe I'll get a lot more views. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the story behind this song. I really do hope someone can help me out in the comments section and verify if this is really even a song that should be included in this beef. But other than a couple of veiled references, there seems to be not much in regards to firing back at Tom in this song.
I know that pisses you off. Thanks for the promo, you silly bitch.
All right, so he's saying thanks for the promo, you silly bitch. So I guess maybe he is. Is this really, if you're referring to Tom, is this really the response that you want to Tom just destroying you in that last song? Again, I like this song. I'm actually going to listen to the song again from just a standpoint of enjoying the music. I like the lyrics of it. There's some good stuff in here. There's a good beat. I like it. But, I mean, this is not the song you want as your retaliation to that last song, because you're making some veiled references to possibly Tom, and there's not much there. And I don't know, man. I mean, you got 5 seconds to go. So again, I don't know if this is even part of this this beef. This is song 4. This was the second one from Mac Lethal. We heard 2 from Tom. And again, I don't know if this is even really included in it. But I want to thank you guys for checking these videos out, because this is easily my longest video so far. And if you stuck through it, kudos to you. Thank you very much. Mark, thanks for the recommendation. You guys want a verdict? Let's face it. Who won this? I think you guys all know. Tom, you completely destroyed Mac in that second one. You know, if Mac follows up, or if there is a better follow-up to this where Mac actually does have a legit response outside of this song, please comment or post it in the comments section, because I'd like to check it out. But in terms of what I'm picking up on, Tom just, you know, it's very, very obvious that Tom has won this battle. Again, I also think this happened a couple years ago, so you know, Mac seems to have had more of a following then, and Tom didn't have the following then that he has now. So I kind of feel like, you know, based on the lyrics, based on Tom alluding to Mac losing subscribers, that maybe this beef was more beneficial to Tom in the long run than it was to Mac. So I really hope you guys liked these videos. Mark, thanks for your patience, man. I really like that you did recommend this. Sorry that I heard one of these 4 songs already. I did try to, you know, not neglect the lyrics from that song and bring them up, because it was really good. So, Mark, thanks for your patience, man. Glad we got to get to this. I'm kind of happy that I did my first almost hour-long video. I don't know how long it is. Jesus, 58 minutes. So let's tidy this up right before we get under 1 hour. Thanks for checking this out. If you liked it, click like. If you want to subscribe to me, do so. And if you do know of anything else that could be added to this video in terms of their beef, or if Tom has another follow-up, if Mac has a follow-up, definitely post it in the comments section for me, and I'll take a gander at it. So thanks for checking this out, guys. I really hope you liked it. Sorry for all the pauses. I will try not to have too many pauses in my future videos. It's just I had all 4 songs lined up, and then I clicked X and kind of screwed myself. So really hope you liked the video. If you did, click like, give me a comment, give me a subscription, and check back for future videos. Have a good one, guys. Bye.